And now?
But don't blame me if it's not good.
And now who will speak? Who will speak?
Actually, he was supposed to speak, but now he asked me.
You are on the list?
Yeah. But I ask him, probably he will be better at that.
No,
Because I'm not so much prepared, and I think if he speaks, I can also maybe ask the points or ask questions.
Yes, please.
And what?
We already sing, Jara. You already sing.
Maybe we can just start the lecture from...
Yes, yes. Don't worry.
What's spontaneous lecture?
But don't blame me if it's not good.
Or maybe we can just play a lecture from...
No, it's all good. Sure.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Navayanam namaskritya naram chaiva namurtamam devam saraswatim vyasam tato jayam dhirayet nastavareshu patreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamaśloke bhakti bhavati naishtiki tada vajastamo bhava kamalobhadayaschaye cetaitai anabidam stitam sattvam prasidati evam prasanamanaso bhagavat bhakti yogata bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. So it will be a spontaneous class because I was just asked and I didn't have any time to prepare, but so don't blame me if it will not be good. But I will try my best and ask Krishna if he can help me. So we are reading today from the Srimad Bhagavatam 5th Canto, the activities of Maharaj Agnika, chapter number 2, text number 21. 21?
Yes.
21. So there is no meter actually, so we just Agnitra Sutaste Matu Anugrahat.
We don't see it.
So should I just write by myself, or you want to also? Because there is no meter here, it's just...
Can you display it maybe? So
you don't have any...
Yeah, we don't
No,
see
it's
it.
not on the
Okay, then I will read myself.
Okay.
Agnitra Sutaste Matu Anugrahat Alpattikat Yenaiva Samhanana Balopita pitra vibhakta atma tulya namani yata bhagam jabundi jambudvipa vashana bubuju Agnitra sutaha.
Agnitra Sutaha,
The sons of Maharaj Agnitra.
the sons of Maharaj Agnitra.
Te,
Che,
de,
Ve,
Matuhu,
Matu,
of the mother.
of the mother.
Anugraha,
Anugraha,
by the mercy or by drinking the pressed milk.
by the mercy or by drinking the breast milk.
Outpattikena,
Outpattikena,
naturally.
naturally.
Eva,
Eva,
certainly.
certainly.
Samhanana,
Samhanana,
well-built body.
well-built body.
Bala,
Bala,
strength.
strength.
Upetaha,
Upetaha,
obtained.
obtained.
Pitra,
Pitra,
by the father.
by the father.
Vibhaktaha,
Vibhaktaha,
divided.
divided.
Atmatulya,
Atmatulya,
following their own.
following their own.
Namani,
Namani,
possessing names.
possessing names.
Yatabhagam,
Yatabhagam,
divided properly.
divided properly.
Jambudvipavashani,
Jambudvipavashani,
different parts of Jambudvip,
different parts of Jambudvipa.
probably Asia and Europe combined together.
Probably Asia and Europe combined together.
Bubuju,
Buju,
ruled.
ruled.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Because of drinking the breast milk of their mother, the 9 sons of Agnitra naturally had strong, well-built bodies. Their father gave them each a kingdom in different parts of Jambudvip. The kings were named according to the names of the sons. Thus the sons of Agnitra ruled the kingdoms they received from their father. Purport. The Acharyas specifically mention that in this verse, the words Matuhu Anugrahat, by the mercy of their mother, refer to the breast milk of their mother. In India, it is a common belief that if a baby is fed his mother's milk for at least 6 months, his body will be very strong. Besides that, it is mentioned herein that all the sons of Agnitra were endowed with the nature of their mother. Bhagavad Gita 140 also declares, Strishu dushtasu vashneya jayate vanasankaraha. When women are polluted, vanasankara, unqualified children, are generated, and when vanasankara population increases, the entire world becomes hellish. Therefore, according to the Manu Samhita, a woman needs a great deal of protection in order to remain pure and chaste so that her children can be fully engaged for the benefit of human society. Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnanjana Shalakaya Chakshun-Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swaram Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Ragunatam Tam Sajivam Satvetam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hariti Vansha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Agni-tra sutaste matu anugrahat aupattikenaiva samhanana balopetra pitra vibhakta atma tulyanamani yata bhagam jambudvipa vashani bubhujuhu. Because of drinking the breast milk of their mother, the 9 sons of Agni-tra naturally had strong, well-built bodies. Their father gave them each a kingdom in different parts of Jambudvip. The kings were named according to the names of the sons. Thus, the sons of Agni-tra ruled the kingdoms they received from their father. So here it is explained that now, in the beginning it is said, and also in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, that the Acharyas, they mentioned Matuhu Anugrahat. Anugrahat, this word is in Saptami Vibhakti, means it coming from, and it means coming from the mercy of their mother. So by the mercy of their mother, they become very strong. Here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that it is a common belief that if a baby is fed his mother's breast milk for at least 6 months, the child will be very strong. So actually, in this material world, we are all dependent on mother, Anugrahat. By their mercy, by the mercy of mother, we get power, we get strength in this material world. It is also explained by Chanika Pandit that Atma Mata Guru Patni Brahmani Rajipatika Denu Datri Tata Prithvi Saptaika Matarasmata. According to Chanika Pandit, there are 7 mothers. Atma Mata, our own mother, where we have taken birth from. Atma Mata Guru Patni. Guru Patni means the mother of Guru. Brahmani.
Wife of Guru.
Wife of Guru, yeah. Sorry. Brahmani. And Brahmani means the wife of the Brahmana. Brahmani, Rajapatnika. Rajapatnika means the mother of the king. Denu. Denu means the cow. Datri. Datri means the nurse. Saptaita Matarasmata. These are the 7 mothers. And Anugrahat, we are dependent on their mercy. Of course, the list could go on because we know, like Mother Ganges is also there. She is like a mother for these sadhus. You know, when these sadhus go to the Himalaya, they took full shelter of Mother Ganges because they live on the banks of Mother Ganges and they depend on the mercy of Mother Ganges to receive purity so they can do their sadhana. So they get all strength from Mother Ganges to do their sadhana. So we see in all different categories of life, whenever someone becomes strong, he receives anugraha, the mercy of Mother. There is also a saying that behind every great man, there is a great woman. Just like if you have a great mother, you will be a great person. Or you have a great wife who is behind you, you will also become a great person. And in the case of sadhus, the blessing of Radharani will make them powerful. So we can see when there is the mercy of Mother, then we will only become strong. And this can be seen like even in today's society. We all know, Ronaldo, what is his name? Cristiano Ronaldo. And he was once, asked, why do you keep your mother in your own house? Like his wife is not so satisfied, that the mother is always there. And they said, you have so much money, why don't you buy a house for your mother? And then he said, you do not understand. It is only by the mercy of my mother that I became so successful. Because she always believed in me when I was a child. She always supported me. She was always there for me. She had never any doubt that I become successful. And therefore I have to take care of her. So these successful persons, they always know that the mercy, the anugraha, like the Acharyas are saying, the mercy of the mother is very, very important to become successful. We are dependent on all the different mercies, the different mothers, like Chanika Pandit explains. So when we receive the mercy of Mother, then we become very powerful. And therefore it is also said that we should see every woman as our mother. Because when we see every woman as our mother, we can always receive blessings from her. We can internally ask blessings. And that will make our life very successful. on the opposite, if we actually offend a woman or we offend mother, our life will become a disaster. We will be destroyed. We will die prematurely, or we will have many, many difficulties in life. Because it is explained that women who are chaste, Dharmapatni, who are very pure, they are very, very powerful. You know why actually Krishna had to die, and why also the complete Yadu dynasty had to be vanished? Of course, you know there is an internal reason, and that is because Krishna wanted to bewilder the atheists. But there is actually another reason why Krishna was killed and why the Yadu dynasty was destroyed.
Gandharika.
Yes, because of Gandhari. Gandhari, we know, she was such a chaste wife because her husband was blind, so she also blindfolded herself for her whole life. And we know also in the battle of Kurukshetra, she said to Duryodhana, please, I will open my eyes one time, and then I will infuse all my power, all my Shakti, which I have accumulated from my chastity, into your body. And you know, Krishna was very clever, and he, like we know that finally he came and he had something on, because Krishna said you cannot stand completely naked in front of your mother, so at least put something in your private part. And that part actually was not very strong, so Duryodhana could only be killed on that part. So by the power of the chastity of Gandhari, Duryodhana became also very powerful. And similarly, because actually the Gandhari, she accused Krishna that you could have stopped the battle of Kurukshetra. You could have stopped it, but you didn't do it. And therefore I curse you that you and your entire dynasty have to die. So just see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He even has to die, you know, because there was a chaste woman, and because of her will, it had to happen. You know, just like we know the story of Savitri. Savitri was a very chaste woman, and by the power of her chastity, she stopped the rising of the sun. So we do not know actually the power of chaste woman. And here in the purport, also Prabhupada, he explains that in Bhagavad Gita 1.4, Strishu dushtasu vashneya jayate vanasankara. In the beginning of the verse it is said, if I could remember correctly, Dharmavat abhirut, Dharma bibavat Krishna Vadushyanti kulastriya Strishu dushtase vashneya jayate vanasankara. This verse is very important for the establishment of a powerful society. It explains that Dharma bibavat Krishna, that if there is adharma in society, Strishu pradushyanti, the women become polluted. They become polluted, they become exploited, they are not protected. And as a result, Strishu dushtasu. Dushtasu means they become polluted. Vanate jaya sankara. And there will be vanasankara, meaning children which are not pure, children which will create problem in the society. Where on the opposite, if you have women who are very chaste and they will produce children, these kind of children, they can change the whole society. Chanika Pandit also says, Ekas Chandra Tamohanti. One Chandra, one moon is sufficient, Tamohanti, to destroy all the darkness. And Prabhupada, he says, you don't need many stars shining. There is one moon, and he will completely illuminate the entire world. Just like we know in this case of Jesus Christ. It was sufficient, one person, and he changed, he could lead so many people. So these kind of people, they come to this world and they take birth from chaste women, you know, very pure women. From that womb they will come, and they will be able to change the society. So if we want to make the society powerful, pure, or we want to make ISKCON pure, then we actually depend on the mercy of Mother again. We depend on the mercy of chaste woman. And putrate griyate bhaya. the only reason the Shastra says why one should accept a wife is for putra, putrate, for the reason of getting a putra. Putra pinda prayojanam, and putra is meant for doing pinda prayojanam. Prayojana means goal, the goal of pinda. And why pinda is done, the Shastra says that pum namo narakat yasmat drayate iti putra. That pum namo narakat, that to deliver the descendants from the narak, which is pum, which has a name pu, therefore we actually need the son. So this is the reason. Now I'm becoming an exile because now I understand. Hare Krishna. So I can ask her blessing also. We were just saying that actually in this like in this verse here it is explained that anugraha, by the mercy of mother, one becomes very powerful. So I was just saying that I need your blessing that I can speak nicely. So actually, yeah, we should never offend any woman, and we should always respect women, because they have the power to change the society. When they are pure and they bless us, then we can do anything in this world. And the moment we offend women, just like, also, we know not only because Krishna, like Gandhari was offended because of the war, then she cursed Krishna and Krishna had to die. Similarly, we know that Draupadi also was offended by Dushasana. And what happened? The result was the Kurukshetra war had to happen. So again, the same principle, if we offend women, if we offend mother, then our life will be spoiled. And the whole society will be a disaster. So therefore the acharyas here say anugraha. Anugraha means we need matuhu anugraha. Matuhu means mother. We need the mercy of mother to be successful. So similarly here, that's why Prabhupada quotes this verse from the Bhagavad Gita 140 to explain that if women are polluted, then there will be Vana Sankara and the society will not be good. On the opposite, if women are very pure, then the whole society will become very powerful. And there will be many Jesus Christs and many pure people will come and they can change the entire world. Because we have taken birth, we are not very pure, all of us. Like one time there was a cow, like a pig, and he was always hanging out with the cows, his whole life. So after many years, the pig also started to make moo, moo. It also made the sound of a cow. And it also started to give the milk, And after some years, it was asking that all the other cows, am I also now a cow, And then the cows, they were saying, no, you have to take birth again. So similarly, it is explained, we try our best to become pure, but our background is not very pure, We always have this Raja and Tamagun influence, and if we make a little mistake, immediately we are coming in the wrong direction, So that's why Utishta Jagrata Prapya Varanibhudat. This spiritual life is like walking on a razor's edge. If you walk on a razor's edge, I don't know, like, you have a razor and it's very, very fine line and you walk there and you make a wrong step, you fall down and you cut yourself and maybe you will even die. So spiritual life is like this. It is durataya, it's very difficult, and one wrong step and we slip and we fall back into Raja and Tamagun and maybe gone for another life. We lose the opportunity for spiritual life. So therefore the Shastra says, Utishta Jagrata, you remain very vigilant and very alert in spiritual life. Always take care of your vows, Always chant the 16 rounds to be protected from Maya. Never allow Kali to enter your life and always try to follow the regulative principles. Because if you do not do so, Kali is only waiting, and Rajagun and Tamagun will immediately enter. So this is the point here was that Anugraha, this was the main point in this verse. We need the mercy of Mother to be successful. And that's why pure women are required in the society, because only their mercy will be powerful, Pure women, they have the power to bless us and make our life successful. So this is called Dharmapatni. Dharmapatni means a religious wife. You know, religious wife is the opposite of unreligious wife. An unreligious wife has the qualities of prostitute. And prostitute has three qualities. What is it? Kamini, Pumschali, and Svairini. Svairini means independent, you know. Like Prabhupada explains that a chaste woman, she will, in the childhood, she will be taken care of by her father. And she will follow what the father says. She will not argue. And she will also not go out of the house. You know, this is very high. Like in our life, it's not possible, but this is the Vedic standard. And Prabhupada explains, like, the woman would never leave the house alone. Prabhupada explained that even in his child, he saw his mother was carried in a palanquin when she left the house. She was never left, the women were never left alone, they were always protected. And if a woman was one night outside, you know, from home, then she would not find a husband because no one would marry her. And that's why we know that Krishna, he accepted all these, how many was it? 10,000 or I forgot. 16,000, yes. He accepted all these because they had already been out, you know. And so they could not marry anyone. And Krishna said, okay, I will marry you. So, I forgot this exact, Svairini, exactly. This means independent. So Prabhupada explains that a chaste woman is someone who is in his childhood, she is always protected by her father, and she will follow her father, and her father will lovingly take care. He will not exploit the woman, you know. And then, when she grows up, she will be under the protection of the husband. She will follow what the husband says. She will not like give trouble to the husband, you know. Like if she is independent and she doesn't follow and she goes out and like let's say she goes at nice dancing and all these things, and then the husband will be in anxiety. But if she's Svairini, she will not do this. She will very follow her husband very how do you say purely. I don't know the right word. So this is Svairini. And then the second quality is Kamini. Like prostitutes, they always try to make them, like Prabhupada says in one lecture recently, I heard another day, that nowadays women, they just show the private part, you know, to attract women. We also see like in the internet, on Instagram and all these different channels, women, they expose their bodies completely, the private parts. And the reason is Kamini, they want to attract men. And you know, they get likes and then they feel satisfied by this, you know. So this is Kamini, this is actually the activity of prostitutes because they want to attract many men. And this will create problem in the society because men, their mind will become more weak. You know, men already have uncontrolled senses in the Kali Yuga. And if women act in such a way, then they will be more uncontrolled. They will have more difficulty. So Kamini, like Prabhupada explains, like in one part I read that when the husband is out of the house, the woman will not make herself, how do you say, put on the makeup and all these things. So she will not look too much attractive for others, you know. Because she's chaste, she always wants to be attractive for the husband, you know. She doesn't want to also disturb others' men's minds, you know. So she is thinking also of the benefit of others, so she's putting herself in such a proper way, you know. And the last one is Pumschali. This is the third quality of a prostitute, that she is like the lightning, Prabhupada explains. You know, like you have a cloud, and the lightning is one time there, and one time there, and one time there. So she jumps from one man to another. That is the activity of a prostitute. Like when I was a child, I remember my grandmother, before I entered the school, she took me aside and she said, you know, nowadays, people, they are more worse than animals, she said. And she gave reason also. She said, because, like, she said, die rutschen übereinander, jeden Abend ein anderer, oder? They have, every night they have a different partner, you know, like one night stand and all these things. And then she said, she revealed to me, like this was before I went to school, she said, I never had anyone before my husband, and I will have also not after. I will always only will have had sex with him my entire life. That will be the only man. So that is called chastity. That is not brahmacharya. That is not jumping from one man to another. And that is chaste, you know. And that will give a woman very much power. And if we get the blessing from such a woman, then we become also very powerful. So these are the three qualities. Svairini, to be independent. Brahmacharya, to be jumping from one man to another. And what is the other? Kamini, to attract many different men. And the Dharmapatni is completely opposite, you know. She will be very dependent on her father in her childhood, on her husband in her married life, and also Prabhupada explains when she is old, she listened to her son. Like we know the example of Devahuti. Devahuti, in the last stage of her life, Kadanu Muni, we know he left the ashram, and Devahuti was under the protection of Kapila. And Kapila Dev, he instructed his mother, and she got liberation by that. So this is chastity, you know, these three qualities. So all these qualities will make a woman very powerful, and actually a woman who is chaste, there is no one more powerful in this entire world. And therefore, if we want to have a good, powerful society, the woman will have to be chaste. That is the only way. We cannot establish also Varnashram Dharma and all these things if the women are not pure. Because we anugrahat, like it is said here in this verse, we depend on the mercy of Mother, on the mercy of pure woman. If they bless us, then our life will be successful. And if they bless the society, then the society will be powerful. And nowadays we see actually completely the opposite. Like my grandmother was saying, the people, they have one night they have one man and then another. And all these qualities, this is creating Varnasankara population and also a weak society. It will make the society weak. So yeah, this is the point. I don't know if I should continue or, but this is the main point that here the Acharya said is like Matuhu Anugrahat, by the mercy of Mother. And of course the Acharya say here also it refers to the breast milk, because in India it is a common belief when the child is fed in the first 6 months only the breast milk, then the child will become very powerful. But the word here is used Anugrahat. Anugrahat means mercy. So we need the mercy of milk, but we also need the mercy, like the care and love of the mother and all her blessing. And that will make our life successful and will make also the society powerful and successful. And otherwise it will be a disaster like it is nowadays. And yeah, we can see even from our own Shastra, like Draupadi was offended and had to be Kurukshetra won. So I don't know if I should add anything or you want to ask any questions. Yeah.
Thank you very much for nice explanation about respect to people better than this. I speak without, because all part of it is right. Yeah, very nice points. I'm also wondering about, because this today verse says about that these 9 sons, they were strong because of taking the milk from his mother. And then it says that their father gave them each kingdom a different part of Jambudvipa. And all these 9 sons, they was ruling these different kingdoms. And when I was reading this, I was just, this explanation about Jambudvipa, these 9 Varshas, so Bharata Varsha, Kimpurusha, Hari Varsha, and others. There was 9 sons. And actually, Bharata Varsha was after renamed because of the son of Vishnu Patel.
Yeah.
because it was first Nakshi. He was son of Admidra. Probably this Varsha was calling something connected with his name. Do you know this?
No, I'm so sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, and then it was renamed to Bharata Varsha, and I'm just wondering about this. All looks quite complicated if you try to understand about this flat earth.
Yes.
About flat earth, because
Ah, flat earth,
yeah,
yeah.
Bhumanda like explained about these 9 islands separated by 9 oceans of different substance, and in the center is Jambudvipa, will be located. Now located on Bharatavarsha and all this. Yes, like, maybe you can comment something because you don't before.
I'm not expert, but even Prabhupada, when he was doing the 5th canto, he said he wanted to find like an expert who is in this area, But I know there is a book by, it's called Vedic Cosmology. It's a very good book, and it explains all these different things. And I also heard that there are different dimensions, the flat earth and the round earth. For us, it seems like a contradiction, but because there are different dimensions, it is actually possible that both things exist simultaneously. But I'm not an expert in this, but I think one time there was a devotee here who was named Jainivas. Later he became the personal servant of Kadamakana Swami, and I remember, I think he asked one time Ramakanta, and he had a good answer. So maybe you could ask Ramakanta. Because I think he had done some research on this.
Who is the author of this book? Who authored the book? Vedic Cosmology?
I don't know. Vedic Cosmology.
Naravi Goswami.
Naravi Goswami, yes, exactly. Yeah.
And all this, description of Jambudvipa, it says that our earth is like Bharata Varsha. But all the other Varshas, Purusha, Adivarsha, it looks like, I don't know, what is this? Is this another planet? Or according to this, it's here. Because also Prabhupada mentions, when he says about Bharata Varsha, he says, this famous text from Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that it's like India, if you're born in India, you have to preach the message to all the benefit of all the world. But is other Varshas present in our earth, or this is...
Yeah, I'm not so expert in this.
Yeah.
But you could maybe ask Ramakanta and see this book also. I think you will maybe get some answers. Sorry, I'm...
Yes. Wondering because it's interesting.
Well, very nice to hear your class and reflect on some things that I've experienced also. I didn't think about it. I mean, I've thought about it a lot, but the way you framed it helped a lot because I feel like a lot of this, whatever that has been successful for me is due to great women. For example, my father's mother, she was a very chaste lady, and she would chant the names of the Lord for hours every day, actually.
I had the same experience, actually. My grandmother, I had two, and one was raised in a monastery. She was not growing up in a natural environment, but with a monk in the monastery with the nuns, and they raised her. So she had a very strong belief in God, Wow. And her husband died at the age of 30, and she had 8 children, and she had a very difficult life, and she came from a very rich family, but now the circumstance made her very poor, but she never lost trust in God. And I remember when I was 6 years, she actually went every year on a pilgrimage to Lourdes. I don't know if you know Lourdes.
Yes.
This is like in France. It's where the Holy Mary was there, and there was a girl. She was again we come to the point of chaste woman. There was a girl. Her name was Bernadette. She was a virgin, a very pure girl, and she was an analphabet. She didn't know even to speak or anything like writing and all these things. But Mary appeared to her and told her there will be water, in a specific place. She had a darshan of Mary, and then she went, and this water actually cured many people. And it went so far that even the scientists, they came, the doctors, and they want to stop this because religion was taking overhand, And there's a beautiful movie about this. Like in this movie, the Pope comes himself. And he says to this girl, what do you say? He not chastise. He challenges her. He says, "Why should Mary exactly choose you?" And then you know what she said? She said, "I think because he didn't find anyone more pure than me." And by this answer, the Pope was completely silent. He didn't say anything. So because she was very pure, she was so humble, you know, and therefore a lot of blessings were coming, and this water was healing everyone. And when I was 6, my grandmother, she took me to, we went with like many pilgrims in a train, and my grandmother, I had the bed upside, and I was looking in the train, you know, and my grandmother was sitting down, and she had the rosary, and this was a special train for pilgrims. So they had the speaker, and there was always Hail Mary, Mother of God, you know, this rosary. It was coming every 15 minutes, and my grandmother was sitting there the whole 2 days journey. She was constantly chanting, you know, and I was so, like, this gave me such a big impression in my life that later that's why I started chanting actually, because and so again, the blessing of Mother, you know, because, and until the age of 12, every year I went with her on a pilgrimage, you know, and that, I'm always thankful to her, because without her blessing, I wouldn't be able to take religious life so seriously, you know. So this is the blessing. But sorry, I stopped you.
No, it's a pleasure to hear that. Thank you. And I also had not only my mother, but I had a teacher who was previously a nun. She was also very God conscious, and I got her blessing. I was a little boy, but she blessed me, and she was so kind to me, and I'll never forget that. And at the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada said that a great deal of protection is required to produce this kind of society, to keep the women in proper conditions so that the society becomes powerful, strong. And I was thinking, you know, are there qualified protectors? Are there people who are actually thinking about how to protect the women?
I mean, you can see in today's society, men are worse than women, you know, they have such uncontrolled senses, and therefore they cannot properly lead women, you know, because they themselves are eating meat, they are drinking alcohol, and even I read in one purport, I think Prabhupada writes that a woman has the right to reject such a man who is not following the principles, because her life will not be good if she follows such a man. So she has a right to reject him, you know. So therefore we see today's society, women, they take it on themselves, you know, this feminism. They want to protect themselves because they see that the men have such uncontrolled senses and they are simply exploiting, you know. So this is the reason, because there is no uncontrolled men. They don't have any controlled senses, and therefore they cannot lead the society. You know, we also read, Rupa Goswami says, we have to Etan vegan yo vishahita dira. If someone is vegan is plural, it means all these pushes of the body. If one is vishahita, is tolerating, controlling these pushes, only he becomes a dira. Dira means a sober person. And only a sober person knows how to lead others. Only he can actually protect the woman. If he's not a sober person, he will misuse his power to exploit, you know. Either he will exploit his woman, his wife, or he will exploit his followers, or in the case of a politician, he will exploit the citizens. So unless a leader means, first he must control his senses. If he is not able to control his senses, he shouldn't lead others, because it is also said in the Shastra, what is this verse? You probably know, in the 5th canto, I think. Don't become a guru, nasasya, pita nasasya, janani nasasya. Don't become a father, don't become a guru, don't become a leader. If you cannot, namocha yadya samapeta mutyam, namocha, if you're not able to deliver others. And who has the power to deliver others? Only Prabhupada explains, if my hands are bound like this, I'm not able to, like, let's say we are in a prison together, you and me, and you are sitting next to me and I am bound and you are bound, then now I am saying I will help you, but this is a completely stupid idea, because I am bound, I cannot do anything for you.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to unbind my hands, then I can also free you. So someone who is in control of his senses, he becomes a Dhira, and he can lead others, he can help others, he can guide the society. So this is the first principle. And today's society, the men, they are worse than women because they have uncontrolled senses and they exploit, and therefore the women are not satisfied, and they have the right to reject such men.
Yes. So the potency of the society depends on the purity of the women.
Yeah.
That's Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. So,
Mhm.
but the purity of the women
Mhm.
is also depending on
Men,
protection
yeah.
of the men.
Yes, and for that the man has to have control senses.
Okay, and the men have to control their sense, and that depends on Gurukul, does it not?
Yeah.
I mean, you need a Gurukul system
Mhm.
in order to produce men of fine character.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
how will they come?
But then again, you need the pure woman to have such gurukulis. Because if you have Vanasankara, you can put a Vanasankara in a gurukul, but he will not be inclined to study. You know, there was like this conversation with Prabhupada on there is like a gurukul leader, you know. I think it was Chicago, where the gurukul was in the early days. And then there was a boy, and they were complaining to Prabhupada in this conversation, and they were saying that this boy is not inclined to study and he's creating problems. And then Prabhupada says he's not meant for study. He should you should put him on the farm and he should work in the field. Like, it's not his characteristic. So like, we get many things from our last life, you know, and our childhood and how we are raised. So that, like, it's like I said in the beginning, we are actually like pigs, all of us, you know, and we try to become cows, but it's like a little bit laughable, you know, because we come from such a background. But still, we should try our best, you know, and do as we can.
Yeah, you said we should just try.
Yeah.
But after all these discussions,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to start actually. It's so complex and difficult now. Where should we start now to make it better?
I mean, like, I recently heard this one Swami, he was saying it's always easier to change the world than to change ourselves. we try to fight fault with others, you know. There's also these people, they accuse ISKCON and all these things, you know. But this statement is very true, you know. It's always easier to find fault with others and blame other problems than to start with ourselves. So, and Mahatma Gandhi also, what is this? For anyone knows this famous statement?
He's changing the world.
You should be the change in the world. Like, we should start with ourselves. Yeah. Because there's no one else. Like, yeah. I don't know if that's.
No, that's good. Yeah.
So once a memory with one devotee, I think Pita Prabhu from USA, and he said in a meeting with Prabhupada, he heard Prabhupada explain that please protect this Gurukul, take good care of this Gurukul development in Mayapur. At the time he was assisting in Mayapur. And he said, because in the future you'll understand. Right now you won't be able to understand, but in the future you'll understand that the real devotees will be the children of your children's children. They'll be the real devotees.
Yeah, because like we struggle because we come from this background, and therefore Raja and Tamagun is always there. But like you can look at Gurukulis, and even though they maybe go into a materialistic life, but you can still see they are not so much influenced by Raja and Tamagun. You can see this.
Yeah.
And when they take up spiritual life, they become very powerful immediately because they have such a background, you know, and we don't have this, you know. So if Gurukulis actually take up this Krishna conscious movement very seriously, they can change many things.
Yes, good observation, Prabhu, thank you. And furthermore, like I think that the future, like, because Prabhupada said, I heard he said that the next part of his movement was very different from the first part.
Okay.
So what I understand is that actually the future is in the hands of the grihastas.
Yeah.
It's not so much the renounced preachers, because the grihastas have this opportunity to actually summon the presence of already advanced souls.
Yeah.
Prabhupada
Yeah.
says demigods,
Yeah.
who can actually come and
Yes, that's
push forward
Yeah.
things.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. We are like this verse. Anugraha Matuhu Anugraha. We are dependent on the mercy of Mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
That if she gives a good child, if she is pure, then that child will change the world. Like Chandragopathan says this, Ekas Chandra, Eka Chandra, one moon. Ekas Chandra Tamohanti. It will completely destroy darkness in this world. Like one person. This is like Jesus Christ or like Prabhupada.
Bhaktisiddhanta was the ray of Vishnu also.
Yeah. So any one of them. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sorry if I committed any offense, but thank you for listening. So I think here something came, even though it was spontaneous.
I think she had something.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see that.
Thank you so much for your wonderful lecture. I was wondering how we on a personal level should cultivate this chastity or purity. What would you suggest? Or also
I think I would be stepping over my qualification if I start to say something. I don't know. I think, we don't have to make things complicated because already Prabhupada gave everything. Like Prabhupada said, the difficulty with my disciples is that they always want to introduce new things. They want to change something. But this is because we have an uncontrolled mind, and therefore we want to change things and bring in new things and invent things. But if we simply stick to the simple procedure of Prabhupada, we will become pure. Like if you follow, like you said, how you can develop this chastity. I mean, Prabhupada was already seeing that for Western women it will not be so easy. So he gave some, consentments, or I don't know. Like he didn't make it so strict, So, and because he's Acharya, he knows what is proper for time, place, and circumstance. So if we just follow Sato Vrati, if we follow in the footsteps of the Acharyas, our life will be perfect. So and the most important thing to keep not only the chastity for women, but also for men is the 16 rounds, because if we don't chant the 16 rounds, that time Maya will be knocking on our door, And to chant properly, that Sanatana Goswami, he went to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu said, you have to study the Srimad Bhagavatam. Without the Srimad Bhagavatam, your chanting will never be pure, because in order to overcome the offenses against the holy name, you must have Sambandha Gyan. You must have the vision of the Bhagavatam. Like, what is it? Krishne Svadamopagate Dhamma Gyanadivisaha Kalau Nashtatrasham. Kalau means Saptami Vibhakti, means in this Kali Yuga, Nastatrasham, our vision is lost. But Purana Kodunodita, Purana Arkaha. Purana is Arkaha, the sun. And it gives us vision what to do. So in proper vision we can chant properly, and with proper vision we can also develop our purity. Like also in the beginning of the Upadeshamrita, Prabhupada explains the first duty of everyone in all spiritual affairs, it is one's first duty to control one's mind and senses. And then he says, it's such an amazing purport, he says, and if one controls his senses, he will come to the mode of goodness and he will automatically know what to do. Like, he will study Prabhupada's books and he will know what to do. Like I heard yesterday, Keshava Maharaj, he was saying in a lecture that Prabhupada was saying, I think to Dayananda, he was saying, it's already too late, he was saying. And then Dayananda didn't understand. I don't know if this was Dayananda, maybe someone else, but he said, Prabhupada, what do you mean, too late? And then Prabhupada said, it's already too late. And then Dayananda didn't understand. And then Prabhupada said, it's already too late, the books are out. Even if this whole ISKCON is stopped, even if it's completely destroyed, the books are already there. And if someone takes up the book, he will start the thing all over again. So these books are the guidelines for the next 10,000 years, according, I don't know who said this, but yeah, this is, Prabhupada said in, there's this amazing statement, what is it? There will be a time when such a worse time, and that time these books will guide man, and then they know, everyone will understand the glory of these books. Yeah, so like you're coming back to your point, how to keep chastity, I think we just have to depend on Srila Prabhupada, we just have to follow him, and the best way to follow him is to actually study his books. That is the main problem in ISKCON, that we don't study enough Srila Prabhupada's books, because there was a survey done, I don't know nowadays, but I think more than 70% were not studying Srila Prabhupada's books, you know. So this is the problem, because these books are Prabhupada's mercy and they give us guideline, you know, they help us. One time there was a lady in Caracas, I think Venezuela in South America, and she was saying, oh Prabhupada, I can just chant, I don't need to study the book, you know. And Prabhupada was coming like fire, he was so angry, and he said, do you think I am writing these books for fun? You know, I'm spending so much blood, I'm traveling the world 10 times, and at night I'm waking up at 1 o'clock and I'm translating these books. He said, these books are not only for others, but also for you, you know. So coming back to the point, that this question that, like, how we can learn how to become pure is the best way to study Srila Prabhupada's books, and we can also understand Prabhupada's books by people who already have applied Prabhupada's books for many years, you know, advanced people in this movement.
Okay, the time is over.
Yes, sorry.
You can speak again next time.
Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do it after.
And I have still books on credit now. I should give you back the books.
Oh.
The tools are in the backpack and the rest in the
Oh, the backpack is fine. Yeah. I packed it already for the next time.
Books, you put a new book for the next time. And you know which disability has to make. Okay, because I put backpack in my room, I will not keep it there. You want to keep backpack there? It will become older. Books and all the components. You don't understand how it works?
Okay, then
You cannot keep it there. Where is speaker for Where is speaker for Charge also?